For many years now, people have been debating and exploring whether an iPad can replace your laptop or substitute for it or something. Everyone was going back and forth. Oh, they have these new features, they have mouse support, they have all this new stuff. Meanwhile, Samsung's over here with their Galaxy Tabs, and people are using these as their laptops and desktops through Samsung DeX the entire time. And their latest flagship tablet, the Tab S11 Ultra, is a great example of that future. It's already here. Why are we talking so much? Let's get to work. Now, this channel is supposed to be kind of like unboxing plus, but this thing is already out of the box because Samsung sent it to us without a box, which is actually fine because the main thing that I'm interested in with this tablet is that aforementioned desktop-like functionality. I mean, look, tablets are cool. People use them for drawing and all that stuff. I don't draw. I've just been interested in tablets and iPads because of that Steve Jobs or whoever that was that said that. I think it was Johnny Ive actually, talking about a single piece of glass that does all your computing. So we're gonna take a look at this thing today. Is it good? Is it impressive? Is it a laptop? I'd say it basically is. But first, let's take a look at the external design. It is nearly the exact same size as its predecessor, the S10, but it is a little bit thinner at 5.1 millimeters thick versus 5.4, which actually matches the iPad Pro M5's thickness. So we're really on a battle of the flagship tablets here. On the back, we have a 13 and 8 megapixel camera here next to a flash. Pogo pins on the back now, instead of, before I believe they were on the bottom. Antenna bands on the side. On the bottom, instead of those pogo pins, we have two little mounting points that will attach to the keyboard attachment, which we will bring out in a second. On the side that previously may have been called the bottom, but we're gonna call like the right side now, is a USB-C port and two speakers. Matched by two speakers on the opposite side as well, along with a mic. And then on this side that I'm gonna call the top, I do know, we have volume rocker over here, power button, two more mics, and a micro SD card slot that will accept SD cards up to 2 terabytes, micro SD cards. Now, the new iPad, the M5 iPad Pro, allows you to buy an option with 2 terabytes of storage inside. This one only goes up to 1 terabyte. On the front, we have a 12 megapixel camera, and of course, the massive 14.6 inch display. It's the same resolution as its predecessor, 2960 by 1848, AKA WQXGA+, but you already knew that. And as you can see when I was angling this up, there's like an anti-reflective coating on this, sort of like what you might see on glasses. It's not matte, it's very much reflecting things clearly, but it is kind of darkening it and tinting it a little bit so it's not so offensive. The last thing to really mention about the external hardware design is the fact that the previous model, the S10, allowed you to charge and attach magnetically the previous model S Pen to the back of the tablet. The new S Pen attaches to the top of the tablet here and doesn't need to charge. It's just, there's no Bluetooth functionality, so you also can't use it as a remote apparently, which, some people will be more upset about that than others. But we do have another accessory that I'm way more excited about because I don't draw, but I do type. We have the official keyboard attachment for this called the Book Cover Keyboard Slim. Let's put it in there. So that goes right there. It's a nice strong magnetic attachment. Pogo pins. Oh, that little thing flips up. I didn't see that before. Look at that, do you see that? Yep. Ooh, that's satisfying. And then that comes up like that and boom, okay. Apple made an attachment that lets you, adjust the angle that their tablet is at. And Samsung is like, oh, we got DeX, we got our desktop experience, but we're still giving you a keyboard folio that you can't adjust it all. That said, I kind of clicked on the keys earlier and it feels pretty good so far. There's a very, very distinct tactile bump, and there's even like a decent amount of travel for like a tablet cover. We'll see. I'll maybe try typing things once we actually get into using the software, which I will do right now, right after our sponsor. Thanks to Secret Lab for sponsoring this video. The Titan Evo remains one of the most popular gaming chairs in the world, and for good reason. They're carefully constructed to be both stylish and support ergonomically correct sitting positions. You can get your chair in different upholsteries and designs, and they feature a host of adjustment options, like 4-way lumbar support and a magnetic memory foam head pillow. And don't forget to check out their Black Friday sale, where you can save up to $100 on a Secret Lab Titan Evo and up to $60 on select Secret Lab accessories. Check it out today using our link in the description. With One UI, they've changed this so that before you could use DeX just with your tablet, because these are huge. This is like a nearly 15-inch laptop. So people are like, oh yeah, I wanna use this like a desktop or a laptop. So I'm gonna hit the function and DeX keys up here, and I'm gonna go into DeX mode. Except, uh-oh, this isn't DeX mode, guys. This is Android 16's new desktop mode, which is great that that's there. Many people, I mean, you could ask anybody on the street. Everyone's been asking for an Android, official desktop mode on Android. And it's here. I mean, if you use Android tablets, you might know this already, that it's here, and you can open stuff up in Windows and move them around and like resize them and snap them to one side, boom. Yeah, you can do that. And on the other side, Samsung DeX had a number of features that this doesn't have, like window tiling to quadrants. You can only, as far as I can tell so far, you can only snap to one side or another. Wait, did I exit desktop mode somehow? So the DeX diehards, God bless them, are upset about this. You can still use DeX if you connect to an external monitor, which I'm going to do now. Now, you might be wondering, Riley, why do you care about, it's a tablet. Why are you trying to use it as a desktop or a laptop so bad? Why is that the only thing you care about? Well, it's because these chips inside these tablets keep getting so dang powerful, okay? The Tab S11 Ultra has a MediaTek Dimensity 9400 Plus, which was their flagship chip at the time of building this. Now, some smartphones are starting to come out with the Dimensity 9500. But it's a powerful chip. Samsung says that compared to the Tab S10, the Tab S11 Ultra is getting you like 25-ish% increase in performance for CPU and GPU, and then 33% increase for the NPU. Now, it still pales in comparison to the iPad Pro M5, the brand new flagship iPad from Apple, which according to our lab's tests, just smoked this thing. But it's got 12 gigs of RAM with the 256 gig and 512 gig versions. You can get 16 gigs of RAM if you get the 1 terabyte version. So it's like, there's some horsepower here. There's horsepower to be had. So yes, I'm interested in how this thing performs if you plug it in and you use it as a desktop. Because especially if the main use case that you're using a computer for is not like hardcore gaming, video editing kind of stuff, and it's like, it's your work PC, you need to use a browser, you need to use Google Docs. Bell brings up Chromebooks, and it's like, yeah, Chromebooks are a lot cheaper, but they also, they do leave some performance to be desired. Remember when I was talking about DeX? This is apparently DeX. It looks the same as the Android desktop mode, except for this thing down here in the corner. You got little Windows style, clock and notifications and quick settings and stuff. You can turn volume up, you can change your media output, you can check notifications, take a screenshot. So that's down there. I will say, the last time I tried DeX on a Samsung tablet, I was like, there is like some latency going on when you connect a wireless mouse like I have here. See, I would not want to use this. This doesn't have the Windows feature where you wiggle a window and then everything else minimizes. Unusable. This is funny, because Samsung has had DeX for years, as I've said. They clearly are invested in maintaining the idea that people should use tablets as in desktop mode. It seems like DeX is we're gonna activate this when you connect to an external monitor, and this is gonna be like a secondary display. You can use that tablet display if you really want to, but it's gonna be all about this. But if I disconnect that, we're still in desktop mode on this, and my Alt tab Oh, I have no running apps. That doesn't seem right, because I had a bunch of running apps before. So it seems that when you connect an external monitor, they're like, you're using this external monitor. It's like, forget about this for the most part. You can have multiple desktops like Windows or Mac OS, which is like a step forward. But if I wanna access those full screen tablet apps that I had open over here, I can only have the app switcher open on one monitor at the same time. This is great. I just love everything about this. This is just making me want to go back to iPad OS and kind of like, you know, deal with how they're doing things. Because like, look, I can minimize this. It's down here, but I know that I have other apps that are open, like YouTube. I can put it into windowed mode and then minimize it. Oh, and now it's minimized over there, but I have another app that's like open here. Like on Windows, if you have an app open, you can see that it's open on the bottom taskbar, and the same thing with Mac OS. Little things like this. Anyways, I'm going on a bit of a tangent. The point is, Google, I love that you're bringing more desktop features and stuff to these devices. Can we make them a bit more desktop-y, a little bit more along that line? I mean, Google has said that Chrome OS is transitioning to basically be Android. Listen, we already have Android laptops, it's right here. But it's half-baked, so we need to bake it all the way. Now I feel like I'm in a desktop. It looks more like a Mac than Windows, but that's okay. I don't know, this was the first time that I saw this and I was like, this just feels like using Windows, you know? I have a connected display, I have my main display, and you can move this around to like position it where you want. If you have a Galaxy Tab S10, you probably wanna wait a little bit more before you upgrade. So we thought the more pertinent comparison was with the iPad Pro M5 that we just tested. And there's a couple of interesting points that we came across. On our stress test, the Tab S11 scored quite a bit lower than the iPad Pro M5, but it also continued to dip as we did more runs, whereas the iPad Pro kind of stayed, it hit a certain level and then kind of stayed there throughout all subsequent runs. So the Tab S11 Ultra doesn't have whatever special thermal juice the iPad Pro M5 has. That's what they use, by the way. Tech tip, thermal juice. In our luminance tests, this thing was able to hit Samsung's claimed peak of 1600-ish nits, and that actually, it kept up with the iPad Pro M5 there. So good job, buddy. Unfortunately, despite having a larger battery than the M5 iPad Pro, and claiming that it can last for up to 23 hours of video playback, it only lasted 13 hours and 52 minutes. Meanwhile, the iPad Pro claimed it would last 10 hours and actually lasted nearly 16 hours. So, big kudos to Apple for not overselling it in at least that department. To be fair, their battery test may be different from ours, but they said video playback. And our video playback test is a little bit more intensive, but that's a huge difference. After fully discharging the battery to get back to 100% took an hour and 48 minutes, which isn't that bad for an 11,600 milliamp hour battery. And it did get to 50% in just 40 minutes with our standard 45 watt charger that we use. And then it got to 90% in 72 minutes, which is, so just really that last stretch it struggles, but that's typical. We will load up Crab Rave. Max it out. Max it out. Now, you know I love when tablets and laptops have the courage to put in some meaty low end. I feel like this got a little bit too big for its own britches here. Because there's so much bass that it kind of is like, it feels like, it feels like there's a giant like bass guitar in there and they're like blanging on, it's like blah, 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 blah. Speaker's pretty good. I would say that like, back at a reasonable level. Turn on motion photo now so you can edit expressions later with best face in gallery. That's okay. At first it kind of shocked me because I thought it was like very sharp, but now it doesn't seem that sharp. Flip it around. Ooh, ooh, ooh. That does seem pretty jello-y. Lots of stabilization though. This is the
13 megapixel camera.
Oh, that seems better actually. It's hard to say because it's closer up, but that the jello-ness definitely seems better on the
13
megapixel than the 8 megapixel. I don't know. And that's the 8 megapixel. Okay, you got your samples. I mean, overall, it's a tablet camera. Can't complain much. Now, with all that said, and with all my jabbering about this being a desktop replacement, what are we looking at in terms of price? This thing starts at $11.99 for the 256 gig version with 12 gigs of RAM. And that's laptop price, baby. Even if the processor is up to the task of doing more intensive stuff, if you wanna use it as a desktop, I mean, honestly, you probably wanna just connect, like get a different Bluetooth keyboard for it and use, you know, your existing Bluetooth mouse or whatever, because this keyboard attachment, the book cover keyboard slim, is $210. It's $1,200, it starts at $1,200, the tablet, and then $210 more for the keyboard. I wanna, you know, but I don't know. I guess the argument there is that instead of a laptop, you're buying this, and you can use it as a laptop. It's got DeX, it's got all those things. Things are getting better and better, but I wanna see them get even better than that. I don't know what this means, but doing this video and playing around with this thing has just made me want to try using an iPad. But to be fair to the many, many people out there who are very well represented in comment sections on videos like these, people have been using Samsung DeX for many years to be productive and as their, you know, sometimes their main desktop machine. And that's great. It's there, it's usable if you need it. We have Android laptops already. But if we are gonna say that Android laptops are a thing and we want those, let's make them better, okay? Let's do better. And you can subscribe to ShortCircuit. I know you can. And if you like this video, go watch the iPad Pro M5 one. We talked about it enough in this one. You might as well.